In this video, we will learn how to change which materials are used on surfaces in the room design. The Select Materials dialog allows us to view, assign and edit what ArtiCAD calls materials. We can change which material is to be displayed on items such as cupboards, floors and walls. Using the right materials helps to make the rendered images of the room look even more realistic. The Select Materials dialog can be used in two modes. We can use this dialog to select which materials are used for the whole design. For example, we can specify that all door panels in the design will be grey 4. In this mode, the dialog title is Select Materials for Design. Alternatively, we can use this dialog to select different materials for a specific item in our design. You only need to do this if a specific item needs a different material. For example, if the units in an island should be a different colour to the rest of the kitchen. In this mode, the dialog title is Select Materials for Item. In this video, we are using the dialog to adjust the materials for the whole design. To select materials for the whole design, click Materials on the ArtiCAD toolbar. You can also use the This Design menu and click Materials. The Select Materials for this design dialog box opens. In the Surfaces box, we can see the materials which have been selected by default. To change the material selected for a specific surface, select the surface. On the right-hand side, in the Library box and the Material box, we see the current selection for that surface. The ArtiCAD default library is an extensive library of materials ready for us to use, so it is a good place to start. We can browse through the tree. The library groups related materials in helpful categories. By clicking Collapse All, we can navigate through the categories from the top level. Another way to find a material is to use Search. We type a word that we expect to appear in the name of the material we want to use. The Next and Previous buttons move us between the various matches. There is a preview of the selected material. The material is always shown on a cube to show how it will look at different angles. There is a checkered floor which helps show how reflective the material is. The preview cube is not as detailed as rendered views. The current selection is shown in the Surfaces box. We have selected this material for this surface. If you want to change several surfaces to the same material, you can change them together. We can select several surfaces by using Control and Click. Click the first surface and then press and hold the Control key down on the keyboard whilst clicking on all the surfaces we wish to change to the same material. When we have selected them all, let go of the Control key. We use the Library and Material boxes just as before to select the material. The difference is that the selection we make applies to all of the selected surfaces. If we want to change all surfaces which use a certain material, such as grey 4, it is quicker to see those surfaces listed next to each other. To do this, we need to sort the Surfaces box by the Material column. Click the column title Material. The table is now organised so that matching materials are listed together. We can select a span of rows. First, click the top row in the set. We then press and hold the Shift key on the keyboard. Now click the last row in the set. The span of rows is now selected and we can release the Shift key. We use the Library and Material boxes just as before to make an assignment to all the selected surfaces. When we have made all the changes we wish to make, we close the dialog box by clicking OK. The changes to the selected materials have now been saved for this design. Summary. To open the Select Materials for this design dialog box, click Materials on the ArtiCAD toolbar. To change the material selected for a specific surface, select the surface. We can browse through the ArtiCAD default library, or we can search for a material in the search box. A preview of the selected material is shown on a cube. The selection is shown in the Surfaces box. To change several surfaces to the same material, use Control-click. We select all the surfaces we wish to change. Alternatively, we can sort by the material column and use Shift-click to select a span. Use the library and material boxes just as before to make an assignment. The selection we make applies to all of the selected surfaces. Close the dialog box by clicking OK. The selected materials have now been saved for this design.